This is a Frank podcast.
This Warriors Life Podcast 2025, episode 32, brought to you by Kingz Container Crew, the greatest container crew outfit on the planet, operating out of New Zealand and Australia. Head to kingscontainercrew.com for all your container packing and unpacking solutions. And that cheeky little work with us tab, isn't it, Brad? If you want to get a job with those guys.
Oh, yeah. No, you got to click on that. You got to be good, though. We don't want any mugs going there either. These boys have been committed to us. We don't want to just chuck them any Joe blogs. Get in there and battle with the other kids they got rolling there at the moment. Maybe
they should apply to us first.
Oh.
We'll interview them first, then like as a screening process, then they can go to kingscontainercrew.com.
Slide into
Send
Will's
your CVs into will@thiswarriorslife.com and we'll vet you, and then we'll see if you can go to the Work With Us tab. Also brought to you by New Zealand TAB and Frank Podcasts. We're back live, Brad. It's been a couple of weeks, mate. Teamless Tuesday. We are live, so if you're lurking, if you're a little voyeur having a wee look at us live, drop your comments, your questions in. We'd love to hear from you. We've got one here already. Oh, it's Mum. G'day, Mum.
A little wave. Evening, Carol.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Mum.
And Simon Johnson, up the lads. Up two lads.
Doing a podcast, Simon. What are you up to?
So, Brad, it has been a couple of weeks. We took the whole bye week off. It was pretty good, wasn't it?
It has. We've been pretty outside of what we do here. We've had some busy old lives outside as well. So we just needed a little breather, didn't we? A little time off.
Yeah, decompress a bit. It was
What'd
nice,
you do?
But geez, I feel out of practice.
Did you go to Thailand and get that full body tattoo? The tribal tattoo you were talking about?
Yeah, no, I thought about it, but yeah. No,
flagged it.
Maybe during the off season.
You don't heal as quick as you used to, mate. Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Nah, that's right. Yeah.
Relax anyway, though, did you?
What's that, mate?
Did you relax during the break? How was your
break?
I
did. I had a couple of a couple of nights in Wellington, actually. Bit of a getaway.
Nice.
Out there and hung out with my Kowsy bro for a couple of days. It was nice. Just chilled out with the bye weekend. Didn't have to worry about a stressful Warriors game. Didn't have to watch the All Blacks, which was quite good. Looked like that was on the cards. So nice and recharged, Brad. How about you, mate? You didn't go anywhere, but you're nose to the grindstone.
Yeah, worked guts out. Unlike you, I went to the rugby last weekend. Went in there, just a quiet night. Went in, invited to go watch the footy, so went along. It wasn't bad. It's rugby. Jeez, yeah. Nah, that game ain't for me, eh? Didn't win me over going to that All Blacks test, but it was fine. But otherwise, just cruising. Not cruising, flat tackers, but cold, Dunedin, short ass days now, man. I reckon the sun's only up for half an hour.
Yeah, it's a tough. July is such a grind, isn't it? Especially down in this part of the world. You feel like it sounds like you're really struggling with it, Brad. You're almost like you're at the North Pole.
The older I get, well, what was it? Yeah, awesome day today. Like one of those ones where as soon as you go outside, you've got a headache because the wind's so cold. 6 degrees, blue sky, howling northerly. Made it feel like about minus 18. So, yeah, it was awesome working outside and cutting a bit of skirt and then ducking back inside. And so I had a little headache. I had to pop a couple of Maxi G-Zix at about 4:30. So I'm back on the straight and narrow now for a good 5 hours. Hopefully I raced the headache to sleep now.
Now, we do have quite a few people joining live. Before these comments get away from me, let's chuck a few up. Anton Poser, real live watch. Good to see you, Anton. He's hoping for Bunty to be named captain. Geez, that guy loves Bunty. I think he might just have to settle him from potentially being back in the 17, but that even that might be a little bit ambitious. Stephen Peake says Pompey to wing, Cape Ward to centre. I don't mind that, actually. Tuapiki fullback, CHT halves, Berry others. Yeah, Yeah, it sounds pretty good to me, Stephen.
I like that.
We'll talk about the team. There's some big injuries, obviously. Luke Metcalf and Chancellor Klostad out. And on the back of 2 losses, huge game this weekend against the Tigers. All of a sudden, our cherry old season is looking a little bit rough.
How we just not even touched on that second loss, eh? Nothing. We've even spoke a word of it. Just shut it down. I turned the TV off and I haven't been back since.
Simon Johnson's coming again. I thought builders just cut everything in the garage, maggots. Okay. We've got Mark, kia ora from Chile QT. On Kossi, do we look at what he has done this year as a body of work to go by, or look at the past few years? Well, he was good until having a bit of a meltdown against the Broncos. Very disappointing. Interesting to see if he's named this week. Bit of a whisper from the Daily Telegraph that Dallin is making a return about 4 weeks ahead of schedule. So we'll see about that. That would obviously knock Ed out of the team. Livon is justifiably asked if Fonzie's still alive. We haven't seen the Fonz for several weeks. He's been end of year. He's been crook this week. He was going to jump on tonight. He's been a bit crook, and he's still. Promise you'll hear his voice this week, either a pre-recorded mid-season review or 2/3 of a season review, or I'll jump on with him and we'll bring that to you sometime
under
this
the
week.
pump, hasn't he, old our Fonz? Our Fonz has been under the pump, the poor bugger.
Yeah.
So
he's. I know that he's gagging to get
he will be
erudite thoughts across to you guys, and he'll obviously be thinking outside the square ahead of this very intense run home. 9 straight games. We used to have a bit of a bye at this time of the year, but all our byes are done now. 9 rounds to go. I love this one. Nash Kessel pretending to have a shit at work to listen to some Warriors chat uninterrupted. Yeah, that's right. Get paid for that. A, get paid for having a shit. Get paid for listening to this podcast. I love it.
Where do you reckon Nash is? Is he in like what do you think? Is it a building site or like a Harvey Norman? And like you could hide at a Harvey Norman and pretty easy, couldn't you? If you're staff, you just go pretend you have a shit, disappear
Nash,
off the floor for half an... Yeah, let us know where you are, bro.
Yeah, if you're still in Dunny, you don't have to like give yourself away. Obviously, you put your full name there as well, so hopefully your boss isn't watching. Don't worry, we'll get you a job with Kingz Container Crew if you get sacked, mate. Hopefully, it doesn't work for Kingz Container
Got you
Crew
covered,
already.
man. We got you covered.
Bevan Donovan, what do you reckon, Boyd or TMM at halfback? Well, you and I get just frothing to see Tanner Boyd get a crack. I asked the question on TWL's Facebook page after the confirmation of Luke Metcalf's devastating ACL injury. And I think 20, 30 odd people comment, and it was unanimous. Got to get Boyd in there. Except for one person said Martin. A few people said Martin with Boyd and then CHT to 14, but I don't see that happening.
And Boyd may not work either. Boyd may not work either, but what we've seen from Martin so far this year is what we've seen last year. It'd be nice to know what we've got in Tanner Boyd if he did get a run. You know what I mean? We already know what we get out of Martin. I'd like to know what we get out of Boyd since we've got him there and he's playing well in New South Wales Cup. Yeah.
Steering a team that's won 11 straight and top of the table in New South Wales Cup. Big kicking game, great goal kicker, field goal kicker, and a bit of a general, I think. Obviously maybe not as dynamic as Metcalf, or definitely not, but can bring a few other things to this team, playing the same system. And his running game's actually been pretty impressive.
It's a shame that he's coming in for Metcalf, because I would have, and it's not that Chanel is playing bad, but I would have liked to see him partner Metcalf to see if he sort of helped Metcalf be a little bit freer out there and not have to worry about the managing the game so much. But yeah, I'm hoping they give Boyd the nod.
What have we got? Oh, Nash, we've got an update from old Nash Bridges here on double time to construction in Melbourne. Yeah. Get
on double time. Killing it.
I love it.
Seems
like Nash is a pretty good candidate to be Patreon subscriber, actually, if I can get paid double time and not doing anything.
He's making more money than we are at the moment.
Yeah.
Way more.
That's for damn sure. Brad, July 8th, it's a poignant day for you and I, and our 2007, our good mate, your best mate, Tums, Tamati Cowie, passed away. So 18 years ago today, Brad. And we always take this day to remember him. And he was a huge Warriors fan. We just talked this morning. If he was still around, it would have been him. He would have started this podcast about 5 or 6 years earlier and dragged us along with him. And he would be running the show. Be quite good. He'd be doing a lot of the admin actually, which would be quite nice.
He would. And he'd bring in the woman, he'd be the eye candy. It's a shame he's not living on this planet. Yeah, Jesus, he's a good-looking bar. Yeah,
God, he was good-looking.
I know.
The best guy ever.
Yeah, the most optimistic, humble, genuine person ever come across. Actually, I actually stacked these up on purpose. Will there is your first book that you wrote, which was dedicated to Tums, and I remember in the front it said "Good game, Tums." Correct.
Good game, bro. He actually messaged me that the night before he passed away. It was the Broncos Titans Golden Point thriller, the one where Lockyer hit both posts with the field goal and it went over. Text me that after that, and then
is that the last text you ever received from him?
Yeah. Tragically, the next night he passed away, and so always kept that little message from him, and that was always my motivation to write a book dedicated to him and get that little tribute to him in there. But
and my other, that's my prize position there.
Oh, is that a little?
That's a piece of his Tums' schist headstone, and that's a piece of his headstone. That is my most prized. So cheers to Maddie.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Crazy
and
mofo.
Obviously lots of other of our friends and probably a few listeners remembering Tums on today, and as always, Sports with Nat today as well. Absolute legend, and keeping our boys' memory alive. But
decent, well said.
Actually, just a bit of trivia, Brad, because Tums has come up on the pod several times, and just the one game since Tums died to be played on July 8th. That was when the Warriors pumped Parramatta 46-10 in 2023. Luke Metcalf, a couple of tries in that one, and I think we made quite a big deal about it then, because it was quite a big one. But there was actually a game on that day. Just been dodging that date on the schedule, the Warriors. But hopefully again soon when it rolls around to weekend.
Oh, to Maddie.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
What a bloke.
Yeah. Love you, brother. Brad, we haven't even talked about the Broncos' loss. Tough one.
Who did they play?
Absolutely. The Warriors 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Remind me again. What was score?
So it's 26-12. We were absolutely pummeled in that first half. Could barely get a forward roll going. 18-0 at halftime. Conceded right on halftime. It was a heartbreaker. Then chance goes down a minute into the second half, but claw back. A couple of tries. Who I can't remember the tries now. Who scored the tries? They were great. I know Lecker got one from Roger scored out wide. Lecker from a bomb.
That's right.
Outstanding stuff. Chanel doing a bit of lovely bit of ball playing, kicking, and just got stuck in it. I thought it was actually one of the more impressive halves of the season under the circumstances. Got back to 20-12. Big Ed having a tough night on the wing, tough day on the wing. Missed a couple of opportunities, and then the Broncos sealing it at the end with a try or 5 minutes from full time. 26-12. Luke Metcalf succumbing to that knee injury. About 13 minutes to go, I think it was. I thought it was a gutsy display in the end. Disappointing that we got steamrolled so badly in the first half. And
I
2 in a row, first time this season.
I didn't think it was a shithouse game, just from memory. I think are we at the moment, one thing that did stick out to me from that loss, are we not quite getting the timing right around the ruck at the moment? We seem to be getting pinged and giving away a bit of territory. Sometimes they seem to know how long you can hold on before the ref blows a penalty. And at the moment, we seem to be 1 second too late and getting off. And we just giving like crazy because Broncos weren't clicking that well either. We were lucky that they were a little bit dropsy, or else they could have had us under the hammer a bit earlier than that.
They probably
but our goal line defense was pretty gutsy because it was relentless.
Yeah.
We gave up so much territory that it was relentless, the attack. We'd come up some real scramble there on occasions.
Similar scoreline, but far more, I guess, an effort to be proud of compared to the Penrith loss a week earlier.
Yeah.
Has left us at an interesting juncture, though. Still in top 4 and still with a 4-point break after the bye. Handy position. I mean, 10-5 in my report for the TAB stats report. It's still the second best record the Warriors have had after this many games in a season, 10-5, and only once have we been better, and it was 11-4 in the 2002 minor premiership season. Now, obviously, they probably have a better platform with the injuries we've just received, but again, it's worth remembering that we're in a very handy position, and that sort of 4-point break to the rest of the field is huge. Yeah, I mean, we're still right in the mix for a top 4 finish. It just kind of feels like that's our ceiling. We might backdoor it if we can sneak into the top 4, and might get 5th and 6th and be upset by 7th or 8th, unless a new look lineup can get back to where we were. Barnett out for the season, Metcalf out for the season, Charms in injury trouble, so the 3-quarter line besides Roger and all sorts.
Yeah, she's a mess. It's lit a fire into the last 9 games all of a sudden. There's I was starting to become a little complacent about what was coming at us each week. I was like, we'll just win. But all of a sudden, holy shit, each game really means something, for at least for the next 3 or 4 weeks, because they need to regather what they had before and try and light it up again without the troops that they had previous. It's going to be tough, but it's gritty. Adversity rules sometimes. I reckon they're up to it.
Well, now they've sort of got that backs to the wall mentality, which could be kind of exciting. If you went on sort of like a month-long retreat after that Cronulla win, when we beat them 40-10 and we looked like dark horse premiership contenders, then you come back, last week or something, like how the Warriors been going? Had 2 buys and 2 you say the Penrith loss was incredibly disappointing because they had 5 Origin players out, and then the Brisbane loss was catastrophic given the injuries that came out of it. It's hasn't been that cherry of a month since the Cronulla win.
That you did. That's 5 weeks since we've won a game. Is that April?
Yeah, it will be.
Does it go right back to April? Did they not win a game in June?
Yeah, no, June 7th.
June 7th.
And also, if you want to go by the Gregorian calendar, most people would put May in there after April and before June. We did chalk up a couple of wins during May. So
yeah, no, they're right. But that's. I'm not thinking we went. That's just bad month awareness. I've never been that aware of months. It's been a real Achilles heel of mine. Month awareness.
It's all a bunch of gobbledygook asked me up there with star signs.
Star signs and that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. But big team list Tuesday. Daily Telegraph's tried to put out a few spoilers saying that it will be Tanner Boyd in the 7. It will be taken to a picky in the number 1 and Dallin to make a surprise early comeback. So we'll see if that materializes.
How do they know? Isn't it amazing that every club has someone that tells everyone everything? If that's the case, like there's always a mole.
I wonder if when that sort of thing happens, they call everyone into a meeting and go, "All right, who was it?" And it's like George Costanza when he's had the Kung Pao chicken, he's sweating bullets.
That's
I watched that
awesome
episode today, actually.
Great episode. Great episode. I was telling someone the other day they had never seen David Puddy face painting and they thought they were Seinfeld fans. I was like, what?
Oh, what?
That's a
It's like
must.
saying
That's
you
top
haven't
5.
seen the contest. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
top
yeah.
5. Anyway.
Speaking of Seinfeld, Brad,
Yeah.
and I forgot to bring this up at the time, but on Luke Metcalf appeared on The Fan, Andrew Voss's show. Great show, all the trivia and the
It is good,
interviews.
yeah.
And he is a massive Seinfeld fan, Luke Metcalf.
Lukey Met.
So he went up, in my estimations, probably about 45% as a person.
Personality-wise, yeah.
So, I mean, he was born. He wasn't even born when the last episode aired.
And was it his favourite program?
Yeah, loves it.
Oh, good on him.
So,
That's good. That's like
hopefully,
us being massive MASH fans. Hey, just getting into MASH.
Time-wise, yeah. But it's pretty cool. He'll be, on the rehab circuit. He'll just chuck a puffy shirt on his phone while he's fucking doing those leg extensions.
Oh, poor bastard. So what does
9 months.
Does that bring him out? Does it chew into any of next season? This injury, like, is he back like April, May next year?
Well, late June ACL. That's certainly choosing, but that's when he did it. So it'll chew into the preseason. He's not going to be raring to go in fucking November 1 or whenever they start preseason training. So that is. I think I wanted to bring this up, and obviously it's a terrible injury, and that actually, that one you could see something go wrong there in the slow-mo, but it is an ongoing thing with Metcalf. And did I see that he's actually done an ACL back before he played first grade in 2019? Did I hear that wrong?
I'm not sure. You wouldn't have heard it from me.
Even discounting that, he turned up with an injury. So he wasn't available till halfway through 2023. Got that sort of breakout run alongside SJ there. Played 13 or 14 or 12 games. Then got an injury towards the back end of the season, missed the finals. He was back on deck for the start of last season, first 4 rounds, then broke his leg in that weird sort of innocuous incident against Newcastle. Out for 20 weeks. Came back, finished last season. Obviously, got the number 7 this year, leading the Dally M, having a great time of it. But, that's kind of 4 seasons in a row, essentially, where he's had, serious leg injuries. And for a guy that's 26, 41 NRL games, then coming off an ACL, it's a real tough crossroads. Just some guys have that bad luck or not quite built for it or whatever. I think it's a tough one for him to come back from.
It is, because it becomes not the fact that his legs always get injured, but what are these injuries doing to his legs, in terms of performance? It's just, that's a lot of trauma on a couple of, they're not the biggest pins in the comp. Ideally, you want a real long-bodied half, short legs.
Sure. Well, Tanner Boyd looks like Tanner Boyd looks like he's got stumpy little legs and a long torso.
Like a dash hound. Yeah, he's got a dash hound look to him. You want a dash hound sort of look to them, so they can't no lower limb injuries. It's I don't know. You've got to wonder. It's a long So that's 4 or 5 seasons. How old's the kid now? 27. So since he was 22,
it'd be 27 just as the season kicks off next year.
Since he's 22,
he's not young, and
it's
not
a lot of learning.
A lot of NRL.
A lot of learning he's missing out on in those years. You know what I mean? On the training paddock, even learning the game, where he's stuck on a bike in a fucking gym. And he should be far more.
Played the 15 games. It's his longest streak in first grade. I did want to bring this up, Brad. That injury will break the run of 15 straight games with Luke Metcalf and Chanel at 15 games. Obviously, started every game so far until now. Last year, the longest run a halves pairing had was 6 matches, Sean Johnson and Tamate Martin. in 2023.
Right?
Sean Johnson and Metcalf played 13 games in a row together. The last time it's two halves played 15 games in a row was Johnson and Thomas Lullaway in 2016. And you have to go back to the previous season, Johnson and Chad Townsend, 18 games in a row. But yeah, it's quite crucial to obviously have those halves together as long as many games you can string together in a row.
Is that the record, 18? The longest?
I think that's as far back as I could be bothered going for that piece.
Yeah, sweet. Looked like it was climbing. You just give it, that's good enough. 18 sounds like
a longer one. Yeah. And second winningest halves pairing in Warriors history with a minimum of 15 games together. Luke Metcalf and Chanel Harris-Davida. That's 10 wins, 5 losses. The Sean Johnson-Metcalf combination, 19 games over 2 seasons, 68.4%. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, far out. I was keen to see another half get a go, but not at the expense of a whole season losing one. You know what I mean? I was starting to think, if one went down for a week at the moment or two, I'll be all right. Yeah, I'll be happy to see Tanner Boyd come through, but not friggin' cut our top player for the season so far out for the rest of the season and possibly into the start of next season. Awesome. Yeah. Cheers, bro.
Yeah, a couple of comments. We'll just pump these out. Stephen Peake again. Luke Hansen looks like a quality player. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Luke Hansen.
Yeah,
does a great job. Young guy, still plenty of time to make his mark. Luke Winslade, how long does it take Fonzie to do the accounts? Just carry the one, Fonzie.
Just carry.
I can't even read that name. It just looks like a bunch of letters and numbers. But can we check which starting six in the Fords produces the best results for run meters, tackle breaks, etc.? That sounds like a lot of work, man. But I like the concept. Simon Johnson again. Knights have said Gagai's too expensive. 400k a season, surely not. Should we look at a sign like that? I would love. Centre like Gagai. Where before this teamless Tuesday, Brad, before we inevitably see Barry and Pompey named again, should we have a bit of a whinge about lackluster centres, which has been a decade and a half of just disappointment?
We're talking like you can name nearly any team in the NRL and pick out one of their centres from any of those teams and happily drop them into our team at the moment. The centre shouldn't be just this dull, defensive, boring player. They should strike fear into teams. And there hasn't been fear in that centre position for a long time now.
No. Ali Latau to bring it back. And
he did, but he seems quite brittle.
Yeah, few injuries for that lad, unfortunately.
Gagai 400. What about that, Sloan? Would you entertain Sloan as an outside back cover for the rest of the season if you would shift?
Oh yeah, I mean, geez, the way our wingers are dropping and centers having to fill in the wings, I wouldn't mind. I mean,
I'd like to see if Webby could coach the bad parts out of him.
Yeah, geez, he's a good finisher, long striding.
Yeah,
got a bit of
sharp.
peachy about him, and fullback option. But Gagai, that's someone. He looks like he's got plenty of footy left in him. Gagai, even though he's getting on a bit now, but geez. That's someone that we could really do with.
Did he play for the Maori All-Stars?
Yeah, I believe he did.
Did, that could be a little hook.
Yeah.
Come over and get in touch with you.
Enjoy a bit of culture.
Yeah, reconnect.
I'm going to fact check that, Brad, before we get absolutely panned.
I don't know why. I think that's believable, though. I'd love Dane Gagai in the centres. He's still got a bit of spark.
Yeah, he's played 3 games for the Indigenous team, 3 games for the Māori team. So well done there, Brad.
Another one got it off contract next year. Will, what's that? Canella fullback, Kennedy.
Oh, is he?
Imagine
that off contract for next year or the year after.
Yeah, there was a team of off contract players up on one of the websites either this morning or yesterday, and I read his name on it. Yeah, I doubt they'd ever let him go.
Sam and Tom would love a Herbie Farmworth in Auckland. Imagine that. Yeah, imagine that.
Oh,
but it really came home to roost for me when we were watching that Broncos game. Pompey not doing anything wrong, but not doing anything great. Berry, another massive mixed bag, up against Katoni Staggs, who are considered one of the elite centres. It'd be great to have someone like that. And then, a guy that's sort of come from the clouds, a journeyman that's just had a breakout year. It's Shibasaki, played his way into the Origin team. But, it's this notion that it's this impossible position you need 80 games to be good at. Look at old Mark N at the Roosters, the former Wallaby. He's the same age as Rocco Berry, playing for the Wallabies, last year, and 13 games, 14 games in the NRL, 14 tries. It's
carving.
Maybe it's not that. Maybe
Staffatoa, you were talking about earlier at the West Tigers. I wouldn't mind pinching one of the West Tigers of all teams' fucking centres. So
Titans have got some good centres.
We just need a bit of fear out there. They're so blasé. Oh, not blasé. It's pretty boring. And that's like you said earlier. You said it. They're not doing anything wrong, but they're not doing anything exciting. What was your line there before?
Yeah, and Berry's doing a fair bit wrong, in my opinion. Shibasaki gave him a bath the other day, which, when he's meant, if he can't be a solid defensive centre, then that's a bit of a red flag for me.
And the fact of the matter is, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, that there doesn't seem to be them popping through in our development programs like the Fords have been. But I think we do have the shot. Yeah.
And your South Sydney bound Moala Graham Telfers is not like a young gun like we've seen all those second rows.
There is Ali Laetoa, but he just keeps getting consistently injured at the moment. So we seem to be just keep forgetting about he even exists at the club at the moment because he's so in and out. Now,
the people watching live are shouting at us in the comments, Brad. The team list is in.
We've gone
a couple of minutes over, but it's our show, so I guess. Here we go. We'll read it out. 1 to 17, Brad. Tane Tuapiki in at fullback. You got to love that. Dallin Martinez-Lesniak is back early from injury.
Wow.
That would be exciting if his body of work this season wasn't so incredibly patchy. But, at the end of the day, he's back in for Ed, so good times. Adam Pompey and Rocco Berry in the centres again. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck on fire, playing very well on one wing. That's a huge positive. Chanel Harris-Davida and Tanner Boyd getting a NRL club debut for the Warriors. So good on you, Tanner.
Nice.
Richly deserved. Can't wait to see how he goes. The Fords are James Fisher-Harris, Wade Egan, Jackson Ford named to start. Liga Halasima. And that must be a switch with Jacob Laban. I think Laban started the last game, if I'm not mistaken. Marata Nukore, he was starting prop last time. Could be in for another reshuffle. Aaron Clark at lock. Interchange of Tamari Martin, Jacob Laban, Dimitri Vomonga, who's in great touch as well as Laban, and Tanner Stowers-Smith back in the 17. So, very interesting team naming, Brad. We'll see if it is another reshuffle with Nukore going to... No, Kurt Capewell. What's going on there?
Is that because of Origin, though?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. I was thinking the same. My heart started fluttering away.
Oh, he's playing. Hang on, he's playing tomorrow night. This game's on Sunday. Come on, Capewell.
Because that was the change, the Leka Halasima change. Because Capewell started, that's where Leka's come in for, isn't it?
Yeah, and started was started at prop last week.
They've swapped them around as well.
With Laban instead of, and so that's I guess it's Tanner Stowers-Smith into the 17 for Kurt Capewell.
I like Stowers-Smith coming in. I do like. I want him to get more.
Yeah. No, he's been good, but only getting sort of 20 odd minutes. Capewell being out, that's a big one. Obviously, that outside back cover that he provides is very valuable, and it always seems like someone's going down out there, and just so much work. But preserve him, I suppose. Is he in the 22? He is in the 22.
He is in the 22.
He's 23, so he could come in late.
That will be a change.
See how he backs up. Yeah, we'll see.
Back line, Boyd's in. I think most people are pretty happy to see that.
Tuapiki, fullback, big fan of that. Love that extra sort of playmaking option that he brings and that spark. He still makes his, plenty of meters. Obviously, different style to Chance or Rog, but yeah, brings it back with gusto. He's been great on the wing this year, and he'll be excited to get that opportunity at fullback.
Geez, I'd like a couple of like even Adam Dewey. Those Tigers, this is pretty scary. Did you see the Tigers game in the weekend against the Roosters? They're coming in with a bit of confidence at the moment. These boys are up, and they're a confidence team. They're up on their toes. At Lanu Faitu, is it? Oh,
Latu Fainu, the halfback, yeah. So they've been playing. I'll run through that team, Brad, and we'll talk about the Tigers a bit. Sunya Turuva at fullback again with Buller still out on the wings. Charlie Staines and Jarrell Skelton, bit of finishing strike there. Adam Dewey and Stafford Toa. Adam Dewey, sensational at 5'8" last week with Jerome Luai out. He's been named to back up for New South Wales duty, paired with Latu Fainu in the halves. The forwards, Terrell May, Api Coruscant back from concussion, I believe. Fanu Pole in the front row as well. Samuela Fainu, Tony Saka, and Alex Twal in the back row. And change of Tristan Hope, who did a great job at hooker against the Roosters. Alex Seyfarth, Sione Fainu, and Jack Bird, the journeyman, make up the bench. Great win over the Roosters. Probably made it a bit harder for themselves than they needed to, I think.
But that's what they do as well, though.
And six straight losses as well. And it was probably made to look a little bit, closer than it was. The Roosters scored a converted try at the very end. So they kind of had it in hand. But the fact that they had their entire first choice spine out, Luai was in Origin camp. Obviously, Galvin has departed the club. Coruscant was injured, and Buller's still injured. So I thought it was a fantastic win. Latu Fainu, they've kind of been bringing him along as like a kind of ball playing lock. But he looks the goods in the number 7 long term solution there. So put a bit of spirit. It's Benji coming back to New Zealand. It's there's a few just little storylines that makes it sort of seem like it's not going to be a cakewalk for the Warriors to get back on track.
No,
Tigers are here to keep their finals chances alive.
The next 9 weeks going to be nervous as shit. I think we should still sit comfortably in the 8, but we don't want to just wash out of this competition all of a sudden after the effort put in the first half.
No, and this is a crucial game. I mean, this is against one of the say weaker teams, but a team that we expect to beat. We've lost a couple in a row at Mount Smart. Got to get that fortress feeling back.
How much nervier I'm glad it's at Mount Smart. What's it called? Go Media Stadium. Imagine this game being in Sydney, like out of Campbelltown against the Tigers. I'll be shitting myself then. But that's swinging it a little bit of confidence my way. Not confident at all. I'm not. I'm not. I think we can do it. But the last couple of weeks.
It was an absolute barn burner as well at Campbelltown in round 3, was it? Round 4, 5.
That's right. It was
24.
too.
That was the night of Lecker's unbelievable long range try. And
what are you picking?
Oh, gee, I think we can get up, but I feel like it's going to be a very tough watch. I mean, to new fullback, new halfback, and these guys have not missed a game. His Chance hasn't missed a game, has he, this year? I don't think so.
No, I think Tane's only footy's been
on the wing.
On the wing, sorry, I'm going to be locking myself in a room by myself. I can't watch or listen to anyone else's opinion during this game this weekend. I do need sometimes I just need to be by myself, and I'll be going to the boudoir or up into the bar and watching this. What is it? 4:00 Sunday, this one, is it? Or 5?
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Good time slot, but
it is a nice time slot
for this one. Just I was doing a bit of reminiscing about Benji at Mount Smart. And there's obviously that 2011 winning, and actually going to do a bit of a throwback piece for Big League Magazine this week about that when we're up 22-4, coasting home, and then Benji went berserk and we lost 26-22. One of the great collapses in Warriors history.
I felt cheated on when he done that to us as a Kiwi fan and what I used to cheer for him. And then for him to do that to our team, and I was disgusted in his behaviour that night.
Yeah, I remember that. I was up on the Sunshine Coast watching that one and just couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was at Mount Smart in 2018 for the double header. Warriors pumped the Cowboys and then the Tigers played the Storm, and old Benji kicked a field goal to beat the Storm.
The old double header, though. You touched on the double header. How did that was it a one-off?
Yeah, it was during that 2018 season, and they scheduled a double header and sellout. It was a great occasion. And
Jeez,
it was
a smart team would
Benji
do
Marshall. Benji Marshall, coached by Ivan Cleary, actually. I'm sure in his time at the Tigers, so it's quite the 2011 connection.
Huh? Out of it.
Got some more stats here for you, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
So, if there's one team that we do have the wood on, it's the Tigers. We're looking for a 9th straight win over the Tigers. If we can get the win, it would represent our outright second longest winning run against any team in our history. So, we don't have a lot of streaks going at the moment. We've got a beauty.
What is this one?
Tigers.
Sorry?
So we're on an 8-match winning streak,
8.
The longest rivalry winning streaks in Warriors history. 12 matches against the Rabbitohs from 1999 to 2007. Sitting on 8 matches is this current one against the Tigers, which we've got a chance to advance, and the Titans 2011 to 14, 8 straight. Then after that, it's just a couple of 6-match streaks against the Titans again in 2015 to 18. And 6 matches against the Bulldogs, 2019 to 23. So, for all those teams that are strangling us with long rivalry losing streaks, we haven't really done that to too many sides, and be good to just sink the boot into the Tigers again.
How do you feel about streaks? Are you thinking that you're due a loss or that it's another win because we're on a streak? How do you view? I consider myself pretty glass half full, but when it comes to streaks, I always go the sort of it's due a loss. Streaks give me the shits a little bit.
From a betting point of view, I usually kind of use it as
with or against
a positive. That the chances that just gives you a better chance of getting the win if you got that streak going. Certainly, if it's the Warriors playing the Storm, what are we? 45 straight now. But I think that's a reason to be positive. Got the board on the Tigers. If they have won only one of their last 7 coming to New Zealand, I'll back them in.
I'm confident we can do this. I'm pumped to see Boyd get a run around.
Yeah,
not so pumped on that centre combination still. Not like you said that they're doing anything wrong, but Jesus, I wouldn't mind. Imagine sliding Dewey and Toa across and Pompey and Berry over. I wouldn't mind it the other way around. You know what I mean? If you could do a little slide on that graphic. But
I believe it'll be Toa against Pompey. That's a good matchup there. Dewey and Berry. Matchup wise, James Fisher Harris will be looking to take it to Terrell May, who's having a great year for the Tigers.
No milestones for anyone this week?
Egan against Coruscant. I'm not sure, actually.
I wonder if there's any milestones. I always like that's where I go. If I'm ever on the TAB in the weekend and I just feel like punting responsibly, I always look for milestone men. They usually come in with a big game or a performance or a bit of a try. But I don't know. Poor old Bunty's stuck, isn't he?
Yeah, fully slipped
behind. Stuck on 147 games.
I know. Geez, maybe he's on some sort of bonus if he reaches that 150.
He goes into that next tier. It'll cripple us. Oh, fuck. We've got to get him a car, man. We've got to get him a car. I can't find any.
Speaking of the TAB, Brad, proud sponsors of the Sparrows Eye podcast, that loss to the Broncos and the injuries to come out of it really sent us tumbling down the premiership.
Yeah. What were previous
market there? Well, we got as high as $9, I think, after that
Yep.
Sharks win. Then we think we maybe came down to about 13 or 15 after the after the Panthers loss. Now we're at 34, down with the likes of the Manly Sea Eagles. So the ninth line of betting
with Siebes.
Yeah.
Bloody Webby all of a sudden sitting at the same table as Siebes. No, thank you.
Dolphins at 26. They're not even the 8. Neither are the Sharks. They're at $23. They're not in the 8. But they've really written us off. Top 4 finish with it's even with our 4-point break, you can get $1.90 on the Warriors to finish top 4. So they're looking at us to limp home. Top 8 though, $1.05. They reckon we're almost
sure thing. Yeah. Unbackable.
1 in 20 chance of missing out.
Unbackable.
I did want to bring up this, Brad, with 9 rounds to go. I thought I'd look at the last decade. It seems like this juncture, last buy, 9 rounds to go. We've detailed some of those late season collapses of yesteryear.
They are burnt into our memories.
Brad. Only 3 times in the last 10 seasons have we won more games than we've lost. In that 3 times in the last 10 seasons have we won more games than we lost in the last 9 rounds. That was 2018, 2020. We had 5 wins, 4 losses, and then charge time in 2023, 7 wins, 2 losses. Last year we only won 3 of our last 9. Obviously missed the 8 by a fair bit in the end. 2022, poor old Stacey picking up the pieces from the Nathan Brown era. 2-7 record. Stephen Kearney in 2017, 0-9.
That was dire. I remember getting thumped by dragons at Cogger or something on one of those nights where the moths just hang around the cameras, just getting flogged. I was at the Ranfurly Hotel, Central Otago, watching it there, all pumped up. The only league fan in the whole joint. First time league been on that TV since 1968. And that was by accident. So, fuck it. That broke me that year.
How bad is it when you get someone at a non-league pub or a venue like that, fuck all people that want to watch it, and you make them put the Warriors on, and then they fucking die in the ass like that?
It is improving. I'll give it the world. Where have you been? Have you been somewhere lately?
No, not lately. That gave me memories of the Warriors who were in pretty good touch in 2014 under Andrew McFadden up in the Blue Mountains with and it was probably his league country, but it was up there with Bruce's family and dragged the entire family down to this pub in the Blue Mountains to watch the Warriors go down to the Roosters 46-12.
There's nothing. There's no lonelier places, than a pub when you've dragged people to watch a Warriors game and witness a terrible, terrible loss. It's a lonely place. Is that right? Jeez, you can remember a lot of losses, There's a lot of losses that hurt from where you've just been burnt by them.
We've got to do a 30 for 30 most painful losses at some point, Brad.
So have we got a winning percent?
The ones that really rankled with you.
Oh, yeah, there'll be some. That one of them is with. Oh no, one was a win with Tums, poor bastard. But that's a win. Yeah, there's been some bad losses. Oh shit! What do you reckon?
No, I reckon we'll get up. I should probably mention TAB's odds for this one.
Yeah,
Brad.
Well, I'm going to try. Are we $1.30?
Yeah.
And $2.60, $2.70.
$1.36 the Warriors are paying for the win. $3.10 on the Tigers.
Ooh,
juicy odds on the Tigers.
Don't want to say I haven't got a habit of nothing, but we'll we'll talk after the show. Will.
Shit. See if we can remortgage your house. Tigers getting a 9.5-point start. So I really think this is going to be a tight one.
This is going to be squeaky bum shit. Yeah.
But I'll back us in 1 to 12. Just chuck a 1 to 12.
Yep, I'd agree with that bet. 1 to 12. Anytime try scorer. What do you do? I always like an 80-minute second rower as an anytime try scorer. I'm going to go a Lecker.
Yeah. Well, we'll have a look at the try scoring markets, Brad. Bear with me. Oh, they haven't got them up yet because the teams have just been named. But yeah, Lecker, I reckon you get $3 or $4 for Lecker to get over, and that's he's.
What do you mean just been named?
Line.
It was 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, come on, TAB, sort it out, mate. Yeah, Lecker's scored again against the Broncos. He had that bit of a streak going that old Daryl Halligan ruined with that weird post-match interview against the Sharks. But yeah, he's scored six tries this year. 6 tries since round 4, beginning with that try against the Tigers. And he's notched another 5, so he can get over the line, Lecker.
I reckon, I'll be going him, or maybe a Valmonga off the bench as a try scorer. I love a second row. They always get. Yeah, I like seeing a second row get over because it pays.
Laban's finding a line. Laban, couple of tries in his last few games as well.
Sunday Arvo. We shall wait and see, eh?
Yeah, I think that's about us, Brad. I think this has been a fair return. Maybe not a lot of great insight or expertise, but we're back, and that's all you can ask for.
We'll just keep tuning up. That's what we're going to do now. It may not be quality, but we'll keep tuning up. Like, subscribe, do whatever you want.
Yeah. Love you for it. Love you for your following and all that. Fonz, you'll hear from Fonz in some description sometime this week, so look forward to that. Bit more analysis, and thanks for being here with us live. Thanks for all your comments. Sorry if we didn't get to you. They're probably too lewd to read out.
Ooh, there's some dirty bastards out there, is there, been?
Yeah. Go and play the mixing pit game. We've feel a little bit out of touch with old Bry, and he's plugging away. Geez, he works hard, but he's still putting out this Warriors Life game, giving away t-shirts and shit. So get out there and play that. Thanks to Kingz Container Crew, especially New Zealand TAB, Frank Podcast, all your Patreon subscribers, bloody legends, and anyone else out there that's given us a little listen and keeping the oil on this rag that we sniff off and keep turning up each week. Is that a good analogy, Brad?
Fucking A it is. We're back, bitches. 9 rounds of footy, then into some semi-finals. Let's ride this wave home.
Yeah, come on.
Let's get it done. Hey, later, Will, bro. Good to see you.
Yeah, later, mate. And then, until next time, here's to feeling good all the time, Brad.
This is a Frank Podcast.